Hello and welcome. My name is Kaylee, and I am the program specialist here at Minds at Work. We are extremely excited to be working with you at our upcoming program, and I'd like to take just a few moments now to look at the e-tool we'll be using during our time together. We notice that the e-tool has the Developmental Edge branding. The Developmental Edge is the home of the e-tool we'll be using during our time together. They also at times refer to the ITC mapping and testing as a developmental sprint. A sprint is one way of running an ITC workshop. For our purposes, the links in your e-tool will connect you with the ITC mapping and testing processes, and we'll be inviting you into a few different ways to take part in and deliver the ITC process throughout our program and time together. So I'm going to go ahead now and share my screen with you, and I'm going to walk you through some of the different features of the e-tool that we'll be using during our time together. So this is the e-tool dashboard page. You'll notice that I have multiple links here. Assuming you have not used this e-tool before, you'll only have one link and it'll be at the top for this program. If you have used the e-tool before, the most recent link, which will be the link for our upcoming workshop, will be found at the bottom of your page. So for our purposes today, I'm going to click into one of these. So to click in, I'm just going to click this plus sign on the left side. You'll notice now that it expanded. You can see improvement goal, information, and URL. Pending the program you're doing with us, you're going to have multiple maps. When you have multiple maps, both maps will be listed under the same link, and you'll be able to differentiate them based on the improvement goal you have entered into each map. So you'll notice for this map that I'm going to be opening here in a minute that the improvement goal I have entered is I am committed to getting better at. So again, if I had multiple maps here, I would in theory have a different improvement goal for my second map, and that would be how I'd be able to differentiate between the two and go into the map that I'd like to use. So to go into your maps, you're going to go under URL and you'll see click to open. So I'm going to click there, and now I'm in my map. A few things I want to point out here. First, you notice when I come in that not all the column headers are showing yet. To see all the column headers, all you have to do is click into each column individually and the headers will appear as such. When you're ready to add entries into the different columns, you'll see at the bottom of each column there's add new. So I'm going to click add new, and then I'm going to do entry 1, add new again, entry 2. So I can go through and do that for all the different columns, including the worry box under hidden commitments. Next, I want to show you that if at any point you need a little extra assistance when working on the different columns, you can go up to the header in any of the columns and click it, and some additional information will appear, including instructions for that column, some guidelines or criteria, and some examples. So again, if at any point you would like some extra support and get a little stuck, we encourage you to click those headers and you'll see, again, instructions, some guidelines or criteria, and examples for each column. Next, I want to point out that if at any point you've entered entries into all these columns and something doesn't feel relevant anymore, or maybe is out of place and you'd like to remove it from under that column, all you have to do is go and hover over that entry and you'll see a little trash can appear on the right side. If you click that, it'll ask you, do you want to delete this item? And in this case, I do, so I'm going to delete it. If I didn't want to delete it, I would, again, click that trash can. Do you want to delete it? No. And you'll see it's still there. So there are just a couple other features here that I want to point out to you. And I'm going to go under big assumptions to do this. So I'm going to enter a few entries here. So there are a couple of different features I want to point out to you. First, I want to show you that you can adjust the positioning of entries in your columns. We find this can sometimes be particularly useful for the big assumptions as you're going through them once you find the one that feels most powerful to you to bring it to the top. So if I wanted to do that, and I'm going to use the third entry I have, I'm just going to click it, and then I'm going to be able to drag it to the top. So now what was first my third entry is now my first entry. And again, if then I felt like this wasn't really where it placed and I wanted this one at the top instead, I can drag that one to the top as well. So you can do that. The next thing I want to point out to you is how you can get to experimenting or testing your big assumption. And there are two ways to do that. The first way is to go in and test and click the tester beaker. So to see the tester beaker, you're going to go in and hover over one of your assumptions. And on the right above the trash can, you'll see that tester beaker. So if I click there, you'll see that this whole new test design and experiment designing section has appeared. If it does not appear for you right away, it may just be that you need to scroll over in your page. So to do that, you'd go to the bottom of your page, and I'm going to scroll the way to the left first. So see, now I'm here, I see my map. I don't really see that. So to see it, the test design, I'm just going to scroll to the right. So there's the test design. You'll notice that there prompts you with what to enter for your experiment, and then when you're ready to debrief, what to enter there as well. It'll also list your big assumption at the top so you know exactly what assumption you're designing a test for. And if at any point you want to close your test area, all you have to do is go and hover back over the assumption for the test you're designing, and you'll see the tester beaker, and you'll click it again, and now it's closed. So if I want to open it, tester beaker, it's open, close it, tester beaker, it's closed. I can also get to my test design area by going up to big assumptions in the top and then selecting the assumption I want to test. So I was testing assumption 2, so now it's open again, and again, if I want to close it, I can go to the tester beaker, and it's no longer showing. So now I want to show you how to get back to the home screen. Again, pending what program you're doing with us, you'll have multiple maps. So to move between them, you will need to go back to that dashboard or home screen. So to go back, you'll see the Developmental Edge logo in the top left. You're just going to click that. And now I'm back in my dashboard, and I'm going to minimize the different links I have just to help with navigation, and then to reopen the one that I was working with, I'm just gonna click the plus sign next to it. So you can see my improvement goal there again, and then if I want to go back in, I would just click to open. There is one last feature I wanted to share with you, and that is how to adjust your privacy settings in the eTool. To do this, you're going to scroll to the bottom of your screen, and you'll see cookie preferences in that bottom menu. If you select that, you'll see this new pop-up on the right side of your screen, and you can adjust those privacy settings. Make sure after making adjustments that you press save so the settings stick, and you can go back in and change those again at any point. So if I want to change them back, I just go down to the bottom, select cookie preferences, and I can change those settings back and press save. So again, this was a demonstration of the eTool. If you have any questions as you start to become familiar with the eTool, whether that be prior to the program or during it, please feel free to contact me. You can either call me at the office, send me an email at the office, or during the program, you can also chat me on Zoom. And again, thank you for taking the time to look at this, and we look forward to working with you very soon. Thank you.